Alright, grade 8's 1.4 now. 1.4 is as follows. Evaluate the following square root using prime factorization. Show all your working. So, evalueer die volgende vierkantswortel met behulp van priemfaktorisering en toon alle bewerkings aan. So ons ons vierkantswortel is die vierkantswortel van ons het die vierkantswortel van 4864. We need to evaluate the square root using prime factorization. In other words, we cannot just take that number, punch it into a calculator and find the square root and write an answer, because you would then lose some marks, because it does specifically state that you need to show your working. And writing an answer only does not show your work, so you cannot be awarded for showing your work because you didn't show any work. Right, so how do you show your work? How do you evaluate this large number as a square root? Well, we need to find the prime factors of 4864. So that is what they mean by prime factorization. So priemfaktorisering, ons moet 4864 neem en ons moet dit skryf as 'n produk van sy priemfaktore. And of course we know the way to do that is by using the ladder method. Die trapleermethode. So the ladder method, we'll be using that now. I think trapleermethode is 2 words, maybe it's 1 word, forgive me if it is 1 word. Right, so we've got our little ladder here. And I think we're going to need more space than that, because this will be quite a few factors. Right, so you can do this with a number on either side of the ladder depending on your preference. I will use the right hand side, so I'll write 4864 over here. And the way to do this is, ons kyk na wat is die kleinste priem getal wat in hierdie getal kan deel. En natuurlik hierdie getal 4864 is 'n ewe getal, so die kleinste priem getal wat daarin kan deel is natuurlik 2. So ons gaan sê 2, en dan as ons dit deel by 2, dan kry ons 4864 gedeel deur 2 is gelyk aan 2432. Again, here the smallest prime number will be 2, because 2432 is an even number, so we've got 2 again. And dividing that by 2, we get 1216. Again, an even number, so we will find that it's going to be a whole bunch of 2's over here. Dividing by 2, we get 608. Dividing by 2 again, so that will be 2, so that will give us 304. Again, 2 will be the smallest prime number, because 304 is also an even number, so that will be 304 divided by 2 gives us 152. And 152 divided by 2 gives us 76. So of course this is becoming quite simple now. 76 divided by 2 gives us 38. And again, the smallest prime number will be 2, so it's a whole bunch of 2 so far. 38 divided by 2 will give us 19. And of course, at this point, 2 is no longer the smallest prime number that can go into 19. 19 is itself a prime number. Therefore, the smallest prime number that can go into 19 is 19 itself. And your answer, of course, will be 1. At that point, we stop. So what does this mean? On the right-hand side, on the left-hand side over here, we have got the set of prime factors for 4864. So that means 4864 can be expressed as a product of its prime numbers. Now, just to shorten the time taken to do this, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 2's. So instead of writing out 2 times 2 times 2, we will just write it in exponential form immediately. Ons gaan onmiddellik hierdie 2 as 'n eksponensiële getal skryf. 2 3 mag 8, want dit is 2 maal met homself 7 keer. En dan natuurlik is daar nog 'n 19 oor, so dis 2 3 mag 8 vermenigvuldig met 19. So 4864 can be expressed as a product of its prime factors as that. That will be 2 to the 8 multiplied by 19. So this means then that the square root of 4,864 can be written as the square root of 2 to the power 8 times 19, because they are the same thing. And this is where we now get to simplify. At this point, you need to understand that we have a product underneath the square root sign. Ons het 'n produk onderkant die vierkantswortel, en as ons terugdink na ons reëls vir vierkantswortels en ons eksponentewette, dan weet ons dat die vierkantswortel van a mal b is dieselfde soos die vierkantswortel van a mal met die vierkantswortel van b. In other words, the square root of the product is the same as the product of the individual square roots. And that is the rule or principle we're going to be using here. So I want to separate that product, because the square root of 19, of course, will not give you an integer or natural number as an answer, because 19 is not a perfect square. But of course, we can see that 2 to the power 8 will give us something. So the square root of 19 will remain as is. So ons het nou hierdie twee geskei, en natuurlik weet ons dat 'n ewe mag, in hierdie geval is ons 'n mag of eksponent 8. Met ander woorde, dit is 'n ewe getal, en as ons 'n eksponensiële waarde het of getal het waar ons 'n ewe mag het, kan ons dan dit sien as 'n volkome vierkant, as a perfect square. So in other words, if I take, let's say, x to the power 4, and I take the square root of x to the power 4, x to the power 4, because there's an even exponent, it is a perfect square, which means its answer here will be x to the power 2, because x to the power 2 times x to the power 2 gives us x to the power 4. So here, the square root of 2 to the power 8 will be 2 to the power 4, because 2 to the power 4 times 2 to the power 4 is equal to 2 to the power 4 plus 4, which is 2 to the power 8. So you can see here that our laws of exponents apply. So that still has the product with the square root of 19. And simplifying this, of course, we would get 2 to the power 4, which is an easy number to calculate. That's 16. And we can remove the multiplication sign and just write root 19 next to it. Now, if you do this on a calculator, let's just write this here and complete it. 4,864 is equal to 16 root 19. Now, depending on your calculator, you'll get that answer immediately if you press this on a calculator, or it will give you some other form of it. Maybe it will give you the decimal version of the number easily or first. But of course, you are needing to do it in this way because you are needing to show all your work. So please do not just start over here and say 16 root 19, because if you only give us this, you will definitely only get a mark for that and not get a mark for all your working.